That game looks like shit. It looks like it sucks. Okay, and video. I'm just kidding. And then you try to comfort me. There's a dislike right there going on my video. So hey, what's up everybody? What's crackalackin'? I am Lance. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to the first time to my channel. Hello, thank you. Trailer for the Cyberpunk 2077 official gameplay trailer came out, I think 4 days ago, and I was not even aware of it. They've been talking about this game, was it the last 3 to 4 E3s? And they've been developing this game for 8 years, so I kind of forgot about it. Now they're talking about the final release date should be December 10th. That is just a couple days away. It's Thanksgiving, so that's just around the corner, actually. So I'm really excited. So I know you came here for the trailer, not hear me blubbering. So here we...
They got a lock on us! Engine's been hit!
Get us out of here!
I'm losing control!
Ooh, it's already action-packed.
At CD Projekt Red, we dedicate ourselves to telling immersive stories. Yet with every new project, we set out to make our games bigger, more complex, deeply engaging.
Come on, V. Let's get you home.
Cyberpunk 2077 marries exploration of a vast open world with kinetic combat, story-changing player choices, and robust character development, all to bring you into our vision of the dark future.
You ever feel like a city doesn't give you a choice? You either burn alive in it, or you never existed at all.
This looks fantastic.
An economic crisis culminating in nuclear conflict has left America in pieces. With most of the continent degenerating into lawless war zones, people from all over have converged on the already overcrowded Night City, one of the world's last great megalopolises. A hub amassing the best in resources and know-how, and home to manufacturers of cutting-edge technologies, Night City continues to offer the promise of a civilized future.
What? No, this isn't happening.
Oh, but it is!
But in the city's streets, a merciless struggle for power rages. Gangs, corporate agents, hustlers, religious cultists, politicians, and all manner of criminals strive to outplay one another. Ordinary people get caught in the crossfire.
Looking for justice. In Night City, I seek revenge. Much more feasible here.
In this world, consumed by never-ending conflict,
really?
sometimes only an outsider will get the job done.
Elizabeth tells me you have answers for us. I'm all ears.
And that's you, an urban mercenary, a cyber-enhanced gun for hire.
You seem to understand each other. Take this, too.
As a mercenary, you swear no allegiance. You've chosen the outlaw life and trust that your abilities will carry you up Night City's ruthless, underground social ladder.
Heart of Night City. That's it right there.
To thrive as a merc, you need the right combination of
Oh
gear,
my god, that looks so
skills,
sweet.
and reputation.
Dex had a load to say about you. I hope he wasn't overselling.
With the money you earn, you can turn yourself into a living weapon, buying guns and enhancements in the hundreds. As you roam the city's streets, you gain the experience you need to upgrade abilities and acquire perks. Combine the right skills and gear to create a gunslinger with inhuman reflexes.
Oh, the sound of that gun. Oh.
A stealthy netrunner with command
It's
of all
almost like
surrounding
Fallout
tech.
4, that scene there. What?
Or practically anyone in between. In Cyberpunk 2077, you steal a prototype biochip that can set you up for life.
Being filthy rich.
When its sealed container is ruptured, the only way to prevent the biochip from failing is to slot it into your head. It turns out it contains the digitized soul of Johnny Silverhand, a dead rocker boy.
Oh, that's how they're
going
going to incorporate him in that.
That's
That's really cool.
right now.
He's out for revenge. Aims to bring down the megacorp that made the chip.
Do whatever it takes to stop him, defeat him, gut him.
What is in your head can shift the balance of power in Night City. The high and mighty will do anything to lay their hands on it.
Told you I'd end you someday.
The choices you make will shape your story and determine how events unfold.
V, you gotta take him down. That's why we're here.
But not everything in Night City is a matter of life and death. Sometimes it's about style, choosing your look, your ride, your pastime, who's at your side. Choosing how you spend your dirty money.
Roller coasters. You can buy apartments and shit. Property.
Welcome to the next generation of open world adventure. Immerse yourself in Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh my god, this looks so awesome. Pause that. God. Oh my god. That game looks like looks like shit. It looks like it sucks. Okay, and video. I'm just kidding. That game looks amazing. Wow. Even better than I was anticipating. I was reading a little bit about it. Because they go pretty in depth as far as who you can hook up with. There's like brothels you can go to. On top of that, there's all these different places they have in Night City that they haven't even talked about. They just kind of brushed up on it on what was it? Twitter. One of the people were talking about from the studio. They were asking some questions on Twitter, I believe, and about like romance and stuff like that. It's you could, if you're a guy, you could do heterosexual, you could do homosexual relationships. So it's really cool because I know that's the reason why I'm a gay boy. So that's why I really loved about Mass Effect, and even Fallout 4. If you're a male character, you can hook up with a couple of your male companions. So there's a little bit for everybody. And they're trying to all inclusive, which is really cool nowadays because you want something you can relate to. That's the reason why I guess I'm, if you know anything about my channel, that I am a Fallout 4 boy through and through. I love GTA. San Andreas was the best one, but 5 was too heist oriented. It just kind of heavy-handed on the heist, and I got kind of bored with it. Far Cry 5 is cool, but I beat that, and there's not much you can really do after you beat it. It's not like, like Fallout 4. The best thing is the building aspect. Really, that's the reason why a lot of people still play it, is the mods and building settlements. That is like the main reason why people still play that game to this day. And including me, it's the building aspect of it all. It's not much of the storyline at all. It's very repetitious storyline. But the building is really cool. Now, what I noticed about this, what I liked, I kind of get the feel it's like a little bit like GTA and Fallout 4 and The Sims had a three-way and made this baby called Cyberpunk 2077. That's how I think of it as. Because the customization of your vehicles, even looks like maybe even possibly like whatever crib you get, you can probably even hook that up possibly. So that's even cool. You can own property. There's no building in there like Fallout 4, but hey, what it is, what it is. They have so much stuff in here that you could just it's crazy. Now, the thing I saw, if you check out IGN interview, this one gentleman from IGN was able to play 16 hours. It was IGN. I played 16 hours of Cyberpunk, and he was answering questions from the moderator, whoever was asking the questions. And he says, how is the game? Like, is, they hype it up, everyone's so excited, is it worth the hype? I think it's worth the hype. But anyway, this is what he says. You can check out the video for yourself. But he says it to really, you kind of, it took him about, just before you get to the beginning credits, you have to play a prologue. So it's about 4 to 7 hours of prologue, which I did not know about. I guess he didn't do too much fighting or anything like that. There was more heavy story based. And that's what I expected, because they're saying it's a RPG, which, a lot of people are going to be really, cool on that. It's not, is what they're trying to say is not as much of a, how do you pronounce it? How do you say it exactly? It's not much of, like, what they're trying is like a first person shooter, like RPG, like Fallout 4 is. It's RPG with first person shooter abilities. So, like, it's more story oriented. Now he said, now you can, like, go and, like, take out this group of bad guys over here. There's, like, parts of the city that they'll have markers. You can take them out, and that, if you want to get that first person shooter fight type of feel, you go to those locations. But other than that, it's more story driven and more, conversing with people and stuff like that. So I know the guy who was asking the questions. I guess he was on Twitter, not Twitter. He was on Twitch. I always get those two confused. It starts with a T. And a lot of people start freaking out. Like, oh my God, this is going to suck. This game is going to suck, because they expected, I guess they were expecting like a first person shooter RPG. Like, first person shooter, that was the main thing they had in their mind. And they kind of freaked out, especially when he said, it took about 4 to 7 hours before you even really got into the fighting part of it. And so, he want to let people know, you have to, don't expect, like, right off the bat it's going to be like boom, 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 shoot 'em up type of thing. You work your way up to it, So, hey, if that really doesn't bother me. I like story driven games if it keeps me enthralled, like a movie. This looks very almost like Blade Runner-y kind of futuristic type of thing, and these enhancements. That is so cool. The guns you use sound and look. Now, if you want to do stealth, the guy was really into the stealth aspect of it. He was like in a warehouse, and he didn't even have to face the guys. He had a gun that would shoot through the walls and kill all the enemies without his character being in the same room with him. That's really cool. That you could do, if you want to be stealthy, you could do that. If you want to just go in guns blazing, you can do that in parts. So there's a little bit something, I think, for everybody. It's just, I don't think that's going to be a deterrent for a lot of people. Maybe that might be if you're expecting just a shoot 'em up type of first person game like Call of Duty, you might be a little bit disappointed. But if you're expecting an RPG experience, they said this is the game for you. They've been working for 8 years, and a lot of money, you should have a fucking great game. Now, he said also that he's like, well, how is it? Is I get what he didn't really shade Bethesda. If you know anything about Bethesda games, they're glitchy. He's like, there's a little, there's some parts there could be is a little bit janky, but not like, crash a desktop type of thing. One person in a crowd might not have a face, but you'll see their hair and the rest of their body, but there's no head. It's like invisible, but you'll see like the hair and stuff. Once in a while, that's the kind of glitchiness, there might be, because there's so much going on. I guess it's kind of hard for the systems to try to, keep everything all together, and so little stuff like that anyway. But as far as they kind of hinted to, like, he was kind of like in kind of glitchiness, like crash of desktops, like he kind of hinted to Bethesda, but I was like, okay, a little shade there, but it's true. It doesn't. Everyone who knows anything about Bethesda and Fallout 4 is aware it is a glitchy game, but if you're a diehard Fallout 4 fan, you deal with the glitches and you just kind of go with it and you just kind of laugh it off until you're in the middle of building something and you lose the building, and then you cuss the game out, throw the controller down, and then you come back for a few more hours. You come back a few hours later when you calm down and just suck it up. So, but anyway, that's the information, but he goes a little bit more in depth. It's like a 9-minute video, and it's the IGN. I played 16 hours of gameplay of Cyberpunk. Check that out. I didn't want to do a video because of that, because I already saw it on my own, and I'd rather tell people go see it. That way they can hear with their own ears and hear firsthand knowledge from that video. I might overlook something, and then later on you'd be like, oh, you didn't say that, and then you try to comfort me, and then there's a dislike right there going on my video. So no, I just want you to check it out for yourself. We're not gonna play telephone like that. So, but yeah, I think this is going to be a badass game. Unfortunately, I won't be able to get it on the said date. I'm going to have to get it a little bit after the fact. I've held out for what? They've been talking about this for, 3 to 4 years? I can hold off until I probably can get it at the beginning of the year. I spent way too much money so far this year, and I had to wait till probably New Year's for me to get my game. So, but during the meantime, I'll watch other people's playthroughs to kind of just scratch that itch, just like a drug addict. You got to get your fix somehow, and me's going watching people's playthroughs until I get to play. I could kick some ass. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I'm excited. Leave it a comment below if you're really looking forward to it. What you're really expecting from this game. If I said anything today that you wasn't expecting, let me know in the comments. Leave a like, please. Those are always great for the algorithm, and it also makes me think that you can kind of enjoy this. In my mumbling and stumbling and fumbling with my videos, I'm still trying to perfect this, so I appreciate it. Be kind, rewind, and y'all take care of yourselves. Be safe. Don't be kissing strangers. And love you guys, and y'all take care. Bye.